Hmm. This one.
This is Canada, a country of 30 million, generally polite and well-meaning people. It's a wonderful place to live, but lately, times have become tumultuous. Fed up with the government's constant bickering, the country calls for an election. However, many Canadians don't vote, especially amongst the youth of Canada.
No, I'm not gonna vote.
No, not at all. I don't give a shit. Fuck politics.
Probably not.
I just don't care.
Voting sucks. Fuck voting.
I have no need to.
I haven't registered to vote yet. I just don't know who to vote for.
It's just bad timing, really.
I think politics in general just sucks.
No, I'm not going to vote.
No, I am not. No, I'm not voting.
No, I will not be voting today.
No. No.
No.
No. No.
No. This is Nicolino Di Francesco, a spirited young Canadian from the small town of Bolton, Ontario. Nick has never voted. Generally, he spends his time doing the things that interest him, blissfully unaware of the changing times, and painfully unaware of his power to shape them.
Why haven't I voted? Well, I guess because I'm not informed. I don't have any desire to follow what's going on. I have no idea each party's platform and what they want to do for this country, so I don't see what one vote can do.
What would it take then to get you to vote?
What will it take? I guess I just have to be more informed. You know, what change would actually affect me, being my age and where I am in life right now.
Nick is just one of many young Canadians unmoved by the idea of voting. But what if all hope was not lost for Nick? What if he was given the opportunity to change his mind? Would he?
I'm here to find out why it's important to vote, why young people should vote.
Or why they shouldn't.
Or why they shouldn't, exactly, yeah. So since you choose not to vote, and you're taking yourself out of that whole equation, how do you feel about others voicing their opinions for you?
I don't trust them. I don't trust that they should have the option just as much as I have the politeness to not take my half-educated perspective and use it to get some gain out of the world. I have no guarantee as to what I know about the people who are going to be representing me. I can't bring myself to really be like, I want that guy to talk for me. Everybody can say, I think that's particularly wrong or that's particularly good. You know, I know better and this is why. But we don't want somebody to just be able to grab the wheel and turn it right off the road, right? So we can only ever correct a few degrees in either direction. So we're kind of sitting on the yellow line, wobbling back and forth.
What's your alternative then to govern?
Long story short, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years of history have yet to provide a better alternative. I'm not about to produce one right here, right now. I think that this is detrimental to a method by which we would find a better political system.
Did he inform you at all?
To be honest, he actually pushed me toward wanting to vote, just because, I don't know, he kept on referencing like he doesn't trust people, he doesn't trust himself, why should people trust him? I just think, like, how are we supposed to, like, have a structured government or a structured, like, system, you know what I mean, if we all just do what we feel. You know, the voting rates for young people have been dropping, why do you think?
I think, personally, in many ways, the youth's just being ignored. Right? Because, as I said earlier, politicians are going to focus on who they know is going to vote for them. You know, if you're not going to vote for them,
You essentially don't matter.
I'd like to see the youth get angrier, personally. Right? The apathy, if it turned into a little bit more frustration, I think it may be a little more productive.
Can you explain to me, like, the process? What happens, like, after I cast my ballot?
The system we essentially have is the country's divided up into 308 sections, and the person who wins the most votes in each of those areas, that's the person who wins. So at the end of the day, those numbers are tallied. For every vote that a party gets, they get $1.75 in government funding. So when people say that you're wasting your vote, there is no such thing as a wasted vote, because every time you vote for a party, they're fiscally reimbursed for it.
How did I feel about Justin? You know what? It was really informative. What really hit me, I guess, was when he made that comment about if you don't vote, you don't exist. You know, that actually made me think twice about, you know, my decision in the past not to vote. I mean, I want to see change, but change can't happen if you're just sitting around, you know, expecting it to come.
It's always important to vote because it's in your interest to do so. If you don't get your issues out there, the things that matter to you, nobody's going to pay any attention to you. And the way in which you make politicians pay attention to you is by voting. You know, you're going to inherit this political system somewhere down the road. And if it's in a mess, because the rest of us haven't paid attention to your concerns, well, then you're going to have to be cleaning up that mess. Democracies require people to be vigilant. They require people to be exercising their franchise, to be speaking out about the important issues. So it's all of those reasons why you have to get out and vote, because it's the only way really to make your voice heard.
Yeah, she just understood the youth, and she didn't really attack us by saying, you know, we don't care. So I really enjoyed that she was very personal with her answers.
Are you voting in this year's election?
Yes, I'm voting in this year's election.
I will be, yes.
Yes.
It's at least assurance that we can have, even if it's minute, we can have an influence over people who influence us.
If you don't vote, then you don't have a right to complain.
Be the change that you want to see.
I feel good. I feel like I'm a part of it now.
Who'd you vote for?
Can't tell you that.
For now, Nick's voting adventure is over. But for Canada, voter turnout is still an issue.
All right, great. I really appreciate that.
Regardless of the reasons, if the people of Canada truly want to see change, then all they have to do
Easy solve the problem, right?
is be like Nick.
Personally, I feel like my vote's wasted.
Why don't they do it at schools? Do they do it at schools? So is there voting here?
If you turn on your TV, if you listen to radio, if you look in the newspaper, if you go around the school, there's a thing right there. Like, there's no way you can not know about it. If you don't want to know about it, then, you know, that's different.
Young people need to realize that the politics that we're discussing today are going to decide what kind of country we have in the future.
That's why we have politics. That's why this is an open democratic country where people of any age, and particularly young people who've got fresh ideas and a ton of energy, can get involved.
I mean, the simpler answer, it's your country. Don't let someone else ruin it. I mean, if you don't do it, nothing I'm going to tell you is going to make any difference. You've got to decide whether the country matters enough to you to vote.
Forget what I'm saying. Cut that out. I don't even know where I was going.